daily sales improvement tips. Unlike a lot of people who are talking on social media today and posting, this is nothing to do with Blue Monday. In fact, I didn't even realize it was Blue Monday. But what I wanted to talk to you about today is some of the things I've discovered over the last couple of decades of running a business, of working in sales and training people, in, not just in sales, but in a variety of different things that is all geared to helping you develop and improve your business. This training, although today focused on sales, fits under the umbrella of purpose-led leadership and purpose before profit, which is how all of our training is now geared up. The coaching and everything we do is geared up towards purpose before profit. And that's what the subject of my book is as well, that will be published later this year. For this session, I want to take you back to really when I first left corporate life, which was early 2000s. And I found myself in this strange world of having to sell my services to bring in business, because the only selling I'd done before that was selling myself in an interview to get a job. And of course, that's very different. And one of the things that I've noticed over the years is a lot of salespeople are making one really fundamental mistake. And I'm going to be sharing that with you, and also what you can do instead. Over the last couple of months, I've actually been on lots of sales calls myself, doing as a recipient, doing research to find out, what's going on in the world of sales today. And this is one of the things I've noticed. And again, this is my big lesson that I learned. Those sales calls have been with a whole range of business owners. They've been HR businesses, tech companies, cybersecurity, people selling vitamins, people selling coaching, training, and also health and fitness. And the big mistake I've noticed is, we're all very proud of our expertise. We're all very proud of, the qualifications that we've got. I'm very proud of mine because I've worked damned hard for them, whether that's in NLP, in coaching, in marketing. When you go onto a sales call, that call should all be about the recipient, the prospect, or the potential client. Choose whichever word you want. I tend to refer to people as clients. They just haven't paid the money yet. People are making those calls all about themselves. And I was on one call before Christmas, and the business owner just talked endlessly about their products, their services, how they could help. And not once did they ask a question about what I needed and what I wanted. And it's our ability to ask questions, and ask questions in the right way, that will make our prospects feel valued. The truth is that everybody loves to buy. Nobody likes to be sold to, though. And what our prospects really want on those calls is that you care about them, that you feel an emotional connection with them, and that you appreciate what they're going through. And the best way of doing that is to ask really powerful questions. Now, you might need to pre-frame the sales call and say to the person, is it okay for me to ask you probing and forthright questions? Because some people, if you haven't pre-framed it in that way, may feel that it's a bit intrusive. And it's not just the question and the ability to ask the right question. It's framing the questions in such a way that you get the outcome that you want. Let me give you an example. I hear a lot of people asking why. Now, I very, very rarely ask why, and I'll never ask why on a sales call, because there's two things going on here. One, why is very judgmental. Why are you doing this? Sorry, I didn't mean to do it. And also, when you ask the why question, you can get a whole range of different answers, and sometimes they'll be vague. And unless you have the knowledge and skills to unpick that that vagueness, you won't be you isn't sure where to go and how to answer that the answer or question that the client asks. So it's all about the questions that we ask. I'm going to be covering some of this on a webinar on the 29th of January, I think then. It's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's live on Zoom, so you'll be able to ask lots of questions. And I'm actually going to cover the entire sales process that I teach people, that I've developed over the years, and that has enabled me to close multiple 5-figure consulting deals and training deals. And more often than not, I never have to ask for the sale. The client says to me, how can I work with you? How can we get started? What I'll also be doing on that training is, on that webinar, is opening up the doors for the Purpose-Led Sales Mastery, which kicks off on the 23rd of February. And that's an 8-week training. It's a small cohort so that I can dedicate as much time as is needed to the small group of people on it. We're looking at between 8 and 10 people. So that's what's going on in the future. I look forward to seeing you on the next of these. And if you want to speak with me directly and find out more about how I can help you transform your sales process and bring in more sales and close more sales, get over the sales anxiety that most people seem to have these days, then there's a link on the bottom here. Go to my website, wavecomsgroup.co.uk/discovery call, book a call with me and let's have a conversation. And you'll also find that that link in my LinkedIn profile, and it's on the website. So give me some feedback on this, drop your comments in. If you've got questions, drop the questions into the comments and I'll answer them as soon as we finish the live. So have a great day on this Blue Monday.